Okay, Charles, a lot of people talking about this. Your thoughts?
It's really hard to watch the President and the Secretary of State and not think how they cannot be embarrassed by this deal. Think about this. For half a dozen times, the Security Council has passed resolutions which said Iran has to stop all enrichment, otherwise there will be no change in the sanctions, no relief, which means 6 times China and Russia, not exactly hardliners on Iran, have signed on to this. And what is the result of this agreement? Iran retains the right to enrich. It continues to enrich during the 6 months. It is promised a final deal in which we're going to work out the details of its enrichment. And remember, enrichment is the dam against all proliferation. Once a country anywhere can start to enrich, there is no containing its nuclear capacity. So it undermines the entire idea of non-proliferation, and it grants Iran a right it's been lusting for a decade. That's why there was so much jubilation in Tehran over this. Second, there's a relaxation of sanctions, which have really caused the Iranians to hurt, to worry about the stability of the regime, and to come and negotiate. What happens on sanctions? There's going to be a huge infusion of cash, which can reduce the inflation, can alleviate the shortages. Already the rial, the currency, jumped 3% instantly as a result of this agreement. This is a huge relief for the Iranians, and it can only increase over time. What do we get in return? I just heard the Secretary of State say we're going to get a destruction of the 20% uranium. That is simply untrue. What's going to happen is that the 20% enriched uranium is going to be turned into an oxide, so it's inoperative. That process is completely chemically reversible, which means Iran holds on to its 20% uranium and can turn it into active stuff any time it wants. This is a sham from beginning to end. It's the worst deal since Munich.
To a bomb. 20% enrichment, 3.5 with advanced centrifuges, and this plutonium reactor that people are concerned about at Iraq, all of those are stopped in their tracks.
Charles? It is not so. Look, what we're getting on the 20%, I explained. Now, you noticed how he said for 6 months it's inactive. Well, that means it's temporarily inactive, but they are holding on to it. In fact, the negotiations that we were talking about a couple of years ago, they were speaking about removing the highly enriched uranium and putting it in France or in Russia. There's no removal. It stays with the Iranians. Secondly, on plutonium, and this is the reason that the French had walked out initially, on the plutonium plant, which is a finger in the eye, it has no other purpose than actually creating a second path to create a bomb. There is nothing in there of dismantling it. Why else would you have a heavy water reactor if not to produce a bomb? There is no talk of dismantling. In fact, it continues its construction. The only element in the deal is that it can't inject the fuel rods, which wouldn't have been done until the very end anyway. It stopped absolutely nothing. This is a program, this is an agreement that has not taken away a single instrument that spins the uranium, has not shut down the plants that create the machines that spin and enrich uranium. There is nothing in it that reduces, disables, or in any way inactivates its infrastructure. And we call this a way to stop them from acquiring the bomb. It's a farce. It's the West blessing Iran as a threshold nuclear state, always on the verge, a month or two away from a breakout and becoming a nuclear state. Now,